But the last celebrity that we're going to have on the show is...
That's wonderful. 3, 2, 1, action. Hello everyone, I'm Amber, and today I have got two very special guests on my channel for Autism Acceptance Month, and I'd love for you to meet them. They are Miguel and Illiana from ToyQuest101. Welcome, you two.
Hey guys, thank you for having us. We're excited to be here.
So it's lovely to finally meet you both, and also hello to Illiana, because you have autism as well, just like me.
Yeah.
It's so great to see like more autistic people being YouTubers at the moment, because like when I first started there wasn't a lot, but now there's like a little boom of them, which is quite cool, and it's nice to like talk to them and establish like a business relationship and stuff like that. So yeah.
So when we started about 3 or 4 years ago, we didn't see that many either, and that's kind of what started our show, right? Because Illiana wanted to be on YouTube, and she thought she couldn't be on YouTube because she had autism. So for like me, it broke my heart as a parent, and that's kind of what started the whole journey.
Oh, bless. I mean, like, so how did you feel? How did you start your YouTube channel initially? Did you originally start doing reviews?
So I grew up with pop culture. I love comic books and stuff, and cartoons and Disney and Marvel and DC comics. I always loved that. So during the time, I was finishing up my basement, as you can see now behind me. This is only one corner. But during that time, like I said earlier, you know, me and Illiana used to watch shows on YouTube from our favorite companies that review statues and toys and stuff. And one day she was watching one of her shows, and I looked over to her and I said, hey, you should do your own YouTube channel, right? And she shut off the tablet, got real sad, and she told me she couldn't do it because she had autism. Now that broke my heart because I wasn't expecting that, right? So I, you know, as a dad, set up the basement, you know, put up a table up, and I went and got a couple blind bags and went to the store together, and we did our first show. During the time that she did the show, Illiana started doing a lot of things that she was struggling with growing up with autism. So she was trying to put her sentences together better. She was trying to pronounce things better, and she wasn't as shy, right? So this whole other person kind of came out of Illiana when we did the first show. And when we stopped the first show, right, when we ended it, me and her mom kind of looked at each other like, oh my goodness, what just happened, right? Because we never saw this side of her, right? She was motivated, she was happy, she was excited, she was trying, you know, a lot harder, and we could see that. So as a family, we decided, hey, we should keep doing this, not only to help Illiana out, but to inspire other kids out there that might think that their disability might be a roadblock to accomplishing their dreams, right? Because a lot of it has to do with self-confidence, right? Or self-doubt. A lot of these kids doubt themselves from doing normal things. And, you know, ever since then, you know, 3 years later, you know, we have 55 million views. We have celebrity guests come on to the show. We open up a bunch of toys. We partner up with all these companies. And, you know, we see a huge change in Illiana, not only for herself, but she's inspiring other kids to do it too. So that's another reason why we wanted to come on the show, because you remind me a lot of Illiana when she first started. And I think it's awesome what you're doing. So we wanted to make sure that we remember where we came from and how we started, and pay that forward to you in hopes that you also become a huge YouTuber and do great things. But since the show started, that's kind of what we do. We open up blind bags. We, review statues from pop culture. So when Wonder Woman came out, we did a Wonder Woman statue. You know, when the Avengers came out, we did something with Avengers, Batman, same thing, or with Disney movies. But yeah, we do blind bags, we interview celebrities, right? And then we have statues and stuff that the company send us, and those are really cool. So
that's really lovely, and I'm so happy that you two are also inspiring more autistic people to like do their own thing on YouTube, because I think YouTube's like a corner of the internet where people can really be themselves. They can upload the content they want, they can film anything what they feel comfortable with and everything like that. Which brings me on to another question. Have you had any autistic people aside from me approach you and say, oh my gosh, I love your channel? Like, have you heard that from people?
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll tell you a cool story, right? And this one is never gonna like leave my mind. It's close to my heart. So about the second year, maybe third, I think it was the second year that we did this show, we announced on social media that we were gonna do a free Comic-Con event, free comic book day event, which was at like a local mall. So we told everybody, hey, we're going to have a booth there. Guys, come check us out, see all the things that we have. Illiana's going to be there, right? And probably around lunchtime, me and her mom wanted to take a walk because we were tired. So Illiana was at the table. She was taking care of customers and saying, greeting people. And as I was walking around, I felt something grab onto my legs, like for dear life. And I'm over here like, what is going on? So I looked down and it's this little girl just grabbing onto me. And I'm like scared for my life because I'm like, I don't know what's going on, right? So she looks up at me and she goes, I've been looking for you all day. Look, I have autism too. And she had a little bracelet that said autism on it. So I was like, what is going on? So then I look up and a parent's coming my way and she's like, hey, oh my God, we've been looking for you all day. We thought we missed you. We drove 3 hours to come see you. My daughter loves Illiana. I never, ever, ever would have imagined to impact somebody like that, right? So I took her over to the table. She met Illiana. I let her sit behind the table for kids. She thought that was the coolest thing, right? And I gave her everything on the table, I swear. But she sat with Illiana. Her name was Penny. I'll never forget it. And she was Illiana's favorite fan, and she had autism, and she looked at Illiana as like this big superstar on YouTube. And she inspires, that little girl every day. Her name is Penny. I'll never forget it, right?
Yeah.
So that was one of my favorite stories. But I'm usually the one on social media. Illiana doesn't see the parents and stuff that reach out to me, but we have a lot of people that reach out to us, either to give them some motivation or talk to them about how we kind of did things, or and the thing you got to remember, right? So where are you from? You're in
England.
Scotland? England. All right. So you're in England. Okay. Love the accent, by the way.
Thank you.
I watch UFC, so there's a lot of UFC fighters from out there that I love. But so there's a lot of people around the world that watch us, right? So we're here from the United States, right? We have it a little easy out here, right? But there's people from third world countries. There's people that don't have all the privileges that we have. So when they see somebody like us and reach out to us, we're that little light that they don't have. They don't have the hospitals or the therapy or the or anybody that they could talk to and help them out in their situation. So when they reach out to us, that's a lot that we give them. Even though to us maybe a little, to them it's a lot. So we do have a lot of people reach out to us, and more every day, which is what we want, right? We want to try to inspire people, help people, and hopefully make a difference, especially now, right? In a time where the world's just weird and negative, right? I don't like any of that stuff. So any way we could be positive and reinforce good things, that's what we try to do.
That fan story about Penny, was that the girl's name? Penny. Oh, that tugged at a heartstring. Like, I've always wished that would happen to me, but I've never done a panel at a Comic Con. Obviously, I'm not big enough. I've only got just under 5,000 subscribers. So I haven't been able to secure myself a place up there yet with all the big kings and stuff. But I really hope that will be me one day. And I've been on the radio talking about autism. That was about 2 years ago in January, and I've since then I've been spreading autism acceptance and feeling the love from other people. And when I discovered you guys, I was like, this reminds me of the relationship I have with my father, because my dad, he's very supportive of my YouTube channel. He's always given me tips on like how to do this, and he's accompanied me to like most Comic Cons, even that radio appearance I told you about. So that was another reason why I wanted to interview you, because it reminds me of the partnership I have with my dad, and like me being autistic and my dad being neurotypical. It's like a connection. It feels amazing.
Yeah, that's good. That's awesome of your dad, right? Because, the biggest support system for any kid, right, is their parents or the people close to them. So that's awesome of your dad.
Now, I'm going to ask you this separately because I'd love to hear like what your own opinions are. So I'll start with Illiana. Illiana, if you could have one guest on your channel, anyone in the world, any celebrity, who would it be?
Wow. It's hard because there's like a bunch of celebrities there. But we have a bucket list, 5 top celebrities where we have, and one of them I would maybe have is Will Smith.
Will Smith, he's really good. I've just seen him in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I've just been watching it on a BBC iPlayer lately. They've just added the series to it. So yeah, really taking me back, because I remember watching it when I was younger. Miguel, if you could have one celebrity guest on your show, who would it be?
So like Illiana said, we have a list of 5. So she told you one, but I'm gonna tell you the very top #1 person bucket lists. Like this will be a dream come true. Now all these people that we are like Will Smith, you know, not only are we fans of, but they're inspiring themselves, right? They do a lot for the community. They're positive people. But my very first, or our very first celebrity that we would love to have on the show is he's small. You might not know him. You know, he's like a C-lister, but he's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, The Rock.
That's an A-lister. Yes, The Rock.
I love him. I think he's an A-lister. I've seen him in tons of
100%. That was just a joke, but he's yeah, he's the man. I listen. I love The Rock. I'm a huge fan of wrestling. I watched his whole entire career growing up. A little bit of his father's. You know, he does so many good things for the world. He's very inspiring. He's such a powerful person on social media. He never gets into trouble. He talks about his stories back when, you know, now he has the Young Rock series, and he talks about how he wasn't the perfect kid and kind of how the trials and tribulations and how he got over obstacles and became a good kid, you know, coming from a family from Samoa, which is why I got this tattoo. This is Polynesian, right? Just like The Rock. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of his. You know, he's big in the pop culture world too. He's going to be Black Adam in the Shazam movie with the Justice League. So excited for that. But yeah, those are 2 of the celebrities that we would love to have on the show.
Wow, that's so cool. To be fair, if I can have one celebrity on my channel, I know he is up there, but he doesn't do a lot of on-camera appearances. It would have to be Mr. Frank Welker. Would you ever get Frank for your show?
Ooh, I would. We would if we could.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes. So, you know, so this is the thing. So when it comes to celebrities, because a lot of people ask, well, how do you get the celebrities on? So I knew a couple of them, right? Like personally, right? So Sonya Deville, she was a WWE star. I coached her when she was young, before she even got into the WWE. A lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
I helped her, you know, her MMA career, and I helped her just a little bit in the WWE and wrestling. So I had her. You know, I had a couple of the UFC fighters on that I know. And then from there, it kind of started growing. We would be at the Comic-Con events. People would tell them, hey, there's this group that does interviews. You'll be great for the show. And then it just started trickling down. So a lot of people reach out to us. Some people just by coincidence happen. And then others, you know, I reach out to them, and sometimes they answer, not all the time. But the biggest thing with that is if I am reaching out to them, I could reach out to 100 people and maybe one will answer. But that one makes it all, you know, worthwhile for us. So we've had especially this month, right? Because it's Autism Acceptance Month. Every week we've had a celebrity guest on. We just had John Bailey on. So if you guys want to go look at that episode, John Bailey is the man. He's a voiceover actor. He's been in the Bumblebee movie. He's voiced Optimus Prime in one of the cartoons. He does movie trailers. He's been on Honest Trailers, big YouTube channel there. I mean, the guy's awesome. And he was willing to come on to the show with his busy schedule. And the show came out super good. At the end of the show, we play a little game and kind of put his voices to a test, right? And it came out so good and so funny. But that was a good one, right? We had the voice of Wolverine from the X-Men animated series, Cal Dodd. He was on the first video before that. And that, for me, was a childhood dream because that's my favorite character. And I grew up watching him. And then you're going to hear it here first. Nobody else knows this, but you're going to hear it here first. So breaking news on your channel. All right. So we already announced the partnership with XM Studios, right? So everybody kind of knows that. So our next video is going to be us unboxing this crazy Spider-Gwen statue that's like $1,000. It's beautiful, right? But the last celebrity that we're going to have on the show is Greg Sipes. Now, Greg Sipes is the voice of Beast Boy in Teen Titans. And he also voiced Michelangelo in the new Ninja Turtles. And he also voiced Iron Fist in the cartoons as well. So that's going to be our last celebrity of the month. Nobody knows that. Now everybody knows it. And it got announced on your channel. So he's going to be on the show. We already recorded it. We're just editing the video. And it came out pretty good. Interesting video. But he's a funny guy. Love him.
That's wonderful. I mean, I know John through Instagram. I've spoken with him lots of times. I think he has a son with autism. His name's Zach, I think. And I
Yep.
know, obviously, me and my family are friends with a lot of people who have autistic children because obviously we're in that sort of connection thing where I like to make friends with autistic people. And Greg, yeah, he's lovely as well. I've been on, you know, the Ship It show that Tara Strong does with Greg. I went on one of their episodes
Yeah.
and I spoke to Greg backstage. And he was like, "Oh, I like your accent." And Tara was like, "You've never met before?" I'm like, he follows me on Twitter, but we've never actually met." So that was our first proper meetup with each other. And speaking of Transformers, I only have one transformable figure, but it's my favorite. I have Jazz, which is from the
Oh,
studio series,
nice.
the 86 series. He's quite cool.
Yeah.
He was my first. I only got him a few months ago, and man, I nearly cried walking out the toy shop with him because I was like, "This is it, my first Transformers figure."
I know Hasbro just came out with a transforming Optimus Prime. It's like $700. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but it's cool to see something transform by itself and do commands and stuff. And I think that's pretty cool. But we gotta. I love Transformers. We don't really have a lot of statues of them. The only one I really have is the Bumblebee one from 3M that Sideshow sent us before. We did a video on that, and I absolutely love it. It's really nice. But I hope one day we do like a big statue of the Transformers because there's so many of them. I love the dinosaurs like Grimlock and all them. I love them. I love Beast Wars, even though they changed to the Beast Wars was really good. After that, I kind of stopped following them because it got weird. But the normal G1 Transformers and all that I loved. And I loved all the new Netflix cartoons now for, Transformers. It's really good.
Yeah, the
really,
War for
really
Cybertron trilogy.
Yep.
Yeah. I was just gonna ask something, but it's just completely just remembered. It was about the auto-transforming Optimus. I was going to ask you, were you planning on getting it, or were you planning on doing like a deal with Hasbro and they send you one to review? Because I personally want it, but one, it's not available in the UK, and two, yeah, £509 is quite expensive, but at least it has always a Peter Cullen on it. They brought him back!
I know. So for us, it's funny you said that because for us, there's a lot of things overseas that we can't get because we can't get them. So a lot of companies that we partner up with, a lot of that stuff people in the United States can't get. They have to go through like a third vendor and all that. So it's funny you say that you guys can't get that over there. So I looked at it. It's funny because I have mixed feelings about it because I've seen bootleg versions of that couple years ago, right? So that do the same thing, but they weren't licensed. So the biggest thing is this one's licensed. It has some lights and stuff like that, and it does a couple more commands. I didn't like that. It said, I forgot what's the command.
Convert.
It said convert. I hate that. I hate it. I want to transform. Why are we saying convert?
I've had a look at the instruction thing, and apparently the word transform does work as well, which is quite good.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah. And apparently,
did it convert then?
Yeah, I think it's something about they're afraid of trademarketing the word transform, so they're just going for the word convert on their packaging. But here, Optimus has about 25 voice commands from what I've read. I think if you say Megatron to him, he will go berserk. He'll start going, Decepticons, retreat, or something like that. Or Decepticons detected and transforms and stuff. But that toy, I would definitely get if it was cheaper because I am terrible at transforming Jazz over here. Like, it takes me at least half an hour to transform him. So an auto-transforming one would just be a dream for me.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. I don't know if I would spend that much money on it. We never partnered up with Hasbro though. Funny enough, we partnered up with all these other companies, but we never partnered up with Hasbro.
The big guys.
But I would love to partner up with them and especially review that, our first Hasbro thing. Oh, 100%. That'd be awesome. So if they're listening, they could send us both one.
I hope to do it if they decide to release it in the UK. Maybe in about 5 years. Now, I'd like to ask Illiana something, actually. Illiana, what's been the best part about running ToyQuest101 or owning the channel?
The best part of doing ToyQuest101 is like amazing. Opening up toys and inspire other people who think that they can't believe in themselves, especially they can, and open up statues and The other thing that we have celebrity guests coming out of the show.
Yeah, so we do a lot. We do the celebrity guests, we do the toys, but inspiring other people, right? And helping. So we do a lot of volunteer and charity work too. So we did put some videos up on our social media when we do. Pay It Forward Day is coming on the 28th of April. I might be mistaken the date, but we always do something with that. Last year we gave out, or the year before that, I can't remember, prior to COVID, we did 106 toys or something like that. We gave them away for Christmas. We went to the Boys and Girls Clubs in the community. We went to the schools where families that were in need, we were giving those away. We fed the homeless and stuff. And it's funny because when we first started, we had these videos where we were feeding the homeless and stuff. And then we thought, imagine if you were that person, right? I'm homeless. I'm getting this great meal from this person, but they're putting me on camera to show the world. I'm gonna feel some type of way. So I stopped doing that, right? Because although I want people to see that, yeah, we're doing stuff good, I want that person not to feel bad that we're filming them. So we stopped kind of doing that. We still do those things. We just don't really film a lot of it because it's personal stuff, you know? And at the end of the day, we don't need recognition to do that. We know that we're doing it and we're doing it for our own good, and for our own happiness. But we've gotten it's something called the Points of Light Award, which is a award that was given out, that started with George W. Bush, the father, when he was president here in the United States. He did that program for people outside in the community who went above and beyond to do community service and volunteerism and all that. And that's been going on forever. So they nominated us. They emailed me and asked all these things that we did. I had to provide all this stuff. And we have a number that's dedicated to us. And I thought I had it here. And that's basically solidifies us for all the volunteerism and charity work that we do. So a big mission of ToyQuest101, aside from inspiring people and doing these videos, is that we go out and try to help as much as we can every year. So throughout the year, we try to do different things. I know with this pandemic, it was a little harder to physically go out, but we donated to a lot of different companies. We did the All-In Challenge and all that stuff. So
that's wonderful. That again tugged on my heartstrings, because it's so nice that you care about others as well as like running a YouTube channel for it's like you're doing things for people in real life and on the internet as well, which is like it's the best of both worlds, really. I'm more of a reclusive person, so I don't do a lot of community stuff because obviously I haven't left the house much since the pandemic. So I'm slowly getting back into the swing of things, but at the moment I'm just tucked up here in my bedroom, which is like my safe space, and I'm doing interviews, videos. Speaking of interviews, I've done a lot of them with voice actors, but therefore a documentary I'm making. But if I get their permission, like the voice actor's permission, I might release the interviews on my channel, like cut down and stuff. So hopefully
that'd be cool.
Yeah. Who have I talked to? I've spoken to Corey Burton, Tara Strong, Ian James Collette, Greg Berger. Who else have I spoken to? I've spoken to Weird Al Yankovic, actually. He was really nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I love him.
He was great. He was lovely to talk to. I love his music. I find him really funny.
I love the videos. The videos were the best. I mean, back then people saw music videos more than they do now, but they were the best. Especially when he did the Michael Jackson ones. So funny.
Yeah. My mum loves Gangsta's Paradise parody
he
did.
Yes, that's awesome. That's a good one.
Yeah, definitely. What else have I got on here? Here's a good question. If you two weren't YouTubers now, what would you be doing this year?
Well, so YouTube is kind of our part-time thing, even though we do it all the time because it takes a lot of work. But Illiana's still in school, right?
Yeah.
And what else do you do?
I do swimming.
Right. So swimming's big. So before the pandemic, Illiana came up to us and said that she wanted to join the Special Olympics and represent kids with autism in the swimming. So we started doing that, and then it kind of fell apart because of the pandemic. Although she's been with the YMCA and the normal swim team, that's a goal of hers that she wants to do. So we're trying to save up money to get a pool done in our house, but it's super expensive. But after this pandemic, slowly, hopefully, we'll get her in there, and you'll probably see her hopefully on TV doing big things and representing kids with autism in a sport now. which is a major accomplishment, right? So that's something she wants to do. I work retail. I'm a supervisor, so our dream though is obviously one day maybe get picked up by a network, maybe Netflix, Hulu, Disney, Ellen Tube, anything, right? So we could do this full time, because although it takes a lot of time and a lot of work, I would love to quit my job and do this, more often, right? And get more things. And that's a major goal. But right now it's just a part-time thing we do on the side. It takes a lot of our time. It's a lot of hard work. I mean, videos are not easy. Scheduling and taking the time out to do stuff, and then the editing, and then, if you have people on, we got to figure out when we're going to do it, right? So it's just a lot of time and, a lot of hard work, but it's always worth it at the end. But yeah, we would just probably be doing normal things, I guess. I don't know.
I personally did my YouTube channel, I'd say half time before the pandemic, because obviously I was in school, but now I really do it full time, considering obviously we're in lockdown over here. Well, actually lockdown ends tomorrow because all non-essential shops open tomorrow. So I might obviously start coming out of the whole full-time phase. But yeah, I turned to full-time March last year when the whole UK went into lockdown. Obviously spent all my time just working on my YouTube channel, and now that I've left school, I'm in college now because I'm 17. I only go there 2 days a week, so the rest of the time I really just brush up on my channel and stuff and just relax at home. So that's good. Yeah,
that's good. You have something to keep you busy, keep your mind focused, right? Because a lot of people too out there during the pandemic, they started to have a lot of mental health issues because they didn't know what to do. So a lot of them came onto YouTube and started watching YouTube, and people out there. So that's good.
Yeah, I was hoping to be like a platform to entertain people during the pandemic, and obviously you guys have been doing it as well. And man, I wish I could be like you. That's what I always say to all the
but
famous.
You are though. You just got to keep going. So look, the biggest advice that I'm going to give you is don't worry about your numbers, right? Because in the beginning, right, we were kind of worried about our numbers, but we never thought it was never a goal of ours to get so many subscribers and all that. We never thought that was ever going to happen. But a lot of these kids are constantly, looking at their numbers, and then they get a little hesitant because, maybe a couple months will pass by and they get that many subscribers or whatever the case. The average YouTuber blows up maybe after the third or fourth year of constant videos, constant things. One day something's just going to happen where people are going to be tuned into your channel, or YouTube's analytics is just going to start recommending your channel out there, right? Something's going to happen, and all of a sudden you're going to see a spike. And then you're going to start getting better at things, right? Because if you look at your first video and you look at the videos you do now, they're a big difference, right? They're a lot better now than they were before. Even with us, when our first video, it's just like one camera, it looks really weird. We didn't have mics or anything like that. Now we got better cameras, we got mics on, we're doing better things, but you're doing the right thing. Just keep going forward, right? Keep believing in yourself, keep getting interviews if you want, if that's what you want to do, that's awesome. And just stay positive, because there's always people watching out there. So no matter what, there's always people watching. Just remember that.
Thank you, Miguel. That's a really lovely piece of advice as well. And Illiana, I'm so glad to see another person like you doing YouTube. Can we be friends? Wonderful.
We already follow you. We follow you on all social media.
Oh, do you? Mm-hmm. Oh, nice one. Well, I think that's pretty much covers the interview then. In that case, would you like to tell everyone where they can find you at?
What?
You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, ToyQuest101.
And you can find me, Amber the Fangirl, on YouTube, and you can find me at AmberleahX, that's AmberleahHX, on Twitter and on Instagram as Amber the Fangirl. And I have a Facebook called Amber the Fangirl, but I hardly use that now. So yeah, those are really just the primary ones: YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter for me. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up this interview. So Miguel, Illiana, it's been amazing talking to you. I mean, I've learned so much from you, and I really do hope we get to meet in person one day, either when I come to America or you guys come to the UK.
Hey, I will let you know. We travel a lot, so I would love, and the UK is on my bucket list. So when we do, yes, I'll let you know for sure.
Yeah, I'd love to collaborate on like a toy video with you guys sometime.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Amazing. Yeah, just let me know when and when.
All right, I'll phone you. I'll let you know.
Sweet, wonderful. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this wonderful interview. Go check out ToyQuest101's channel and check out my channel as well while you're at it. And stay safe, keep washing those hands. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye, and cut.